today. UFC Saudi Arabia goes down this Saturday, and as I'm watching Israel Adesanya make his rounds, doing the interviews and everything as far as media throughout the week, your boy Matt needs one thing from him. I'm going to need for you to take this a little bit more serious, bro, and put on a game face, because I don't think you understand what a loss to Imavov would mean for your career in the grand scheme. Also, what about Bryce Mitchell? What about Dana White's response? What about the punishment or lack thereof? All of this and more on today's episode of Matter of Fact MMA. What's up? What's happening? Let's go. What's up, guys? We right back at it. We right back with it. It's your boy Matt. Go Cards. We are here to talk about couple of things, if you will, going on right now in the UFC. First off, Saudi Arabia this Saturday, main event. Israel Adesanya steps in the octagon with Nasruddin Imavov. Okay, so here's the thing. I've already gave my prediction on this fight. I predicted Izzy will go out there and win. But I'm seeing Izzy make the rounds, typical rounds through media week, his media day interview. He hollered at Ariel Helwani, over on the Ariel Helwani show. He's making his rounds, He's putting out his own content. Of course, we've already seen the video with him and Robert Whitaker making friends and chilling. Overall, I'm fine with a happy Izzy. I'm fine with a happy Israel Adesanya who's making friends of his former enemies and just generally seems to be lighter. With that said, when you're considered to be top 2 in the middleweight division of all time, it's him and Anderson Silva. I put Anderson over him, but however you want to rate that is however you want to rate that until Still Knox Du Plessis takes over. Nevertheless, though, when you're top 2 in the division all time and you're on a 2-fight losing streak, which I get it, it's not a huge losing streak, but for Israel Adesanya, it kind of is. And when you're stepping in the octagon with somebody that 4 years ago, we never would have thought you would be the main event of a fight night card against, that's already sus right there. You're stepping in there with an extremely dangerous opponent who possesses, ground abilities, takedown abilities, and grappling abilities that you don't possess. As you're making your media rounds, Israel Adesanya, I'm going to need for you to get a little bit more serious. I'm going to need for you to care a little bit more, because while your title defenses are not in jeopardy, you don't have a belt right now, but talking about your past, your title defenses aren't in jeopardy. The few moments that you wowed the crowd, like the knockout of Alex Pereira, the in between round little pose that he did against Kelvin Gastelum in his interim title fight, where he kind of did like a Bruce Lee thing. It was, I don't know if y'all can see my hand, but y'all hear that? Anyway, bro, whatever all of that was with the weird arching of the back and the whatever, bro. The thing is, the dude has had iconic moments. I'm not going to take that away from him. Not as many as people think that he's had, but he's had a lot of iconic moments. I'll give him that. But bro, you need to be a little bit more serious, dude, because if you go out there and you lose to MIF, what are we doing here? If you're into big money fights, that's cool, but this is not that. This is not a big money fight. This is a dangerous opponent that you need to go out there and either style on or you need to finish. You need to make a statement to show people that this 2-fight losing streak, this 2-fight losing skid ends here. I'm still the same Adesanya I've always been, and I'm on my way back to the top. Whether you ever want a shot at the middleweight championship again, all right, cool. If you want to move on from here and have big money fights, I know he's already wealthy, but still, if that's what he wants to do, cool. Either way, it starts with you seriously going out there and beating this man. Now, I get it. He could just be remaining calm, collected. That's his new approach. He's not going to act like he's taking it seriously. And I know he could be definitely taking it seriously behind closed doors. But whichever way, take it serious. Let's move on. Let's talk about Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell has a podcast. And I'm not sure if this was on his podcast or if he was a guest on another podcast. But he does have his own podcast. I'm not going to plug it. Nevertheless, Bryce Mitchell goes out here. And, Bryce Mitchell's not the brightest man. We all know this. We've known this for years. We remember the legendary Octagon walkout where he's holding the Bible, looking like Moses emerging from the burning bush, coming down the mountaintop. We've seen it all. We've heard all the crazy comments over the years, whether it was on Ariel Helwani's show or other interview shows. We've seen all the crazy stuff that goes on his ranch. We know his past history with drills and lower nether regions of his body. We know all of this. But where it really gets crazy is the homie is either on his own podcast or he goes on another podcast. And basically while he's always talking about the woke agenda and this and that and so on and so forth, let's just cut right to the chase. The man praises Adolf Hitler. He praises Hitler, bro. And he's like talking about he doesn't really think he was a bad guy. He just thinks he went off the rails when he got off drugs and all of this. Look, bro, let's get Bryce Mitchell out of here. I'm all for free speech, but hush your mouth. I know it's hush, but I'm gonna say hush your mouth. We need all of that to get up out of here. Let's holler at Dana White. So, everybody's wondering, are they going to punish Bryce Mitchell? What's the UFC going to do? Because he went on for a minute. Like, if this was put in text form, this was a portfolio piece. You know what I'm talking about? This was a whole page of stuff he was saying about him praising Hitler. Bryce Mitchell praising him. Recently, Dana White's doing a little media thing. They ask him about it. Dana White goes in on him, serves him, clowns him, reads him the riot act. Had played the dozens with him, whatever way you want to label it. Dana White went in on him, called him an idiot, called him dumb, called him one of the dumbest people he's ever encountered or met, one of the dumbest UFC fighters of all time. He's going on and on and on. Fact of the matter is, we're all wondering, what type of punishment is going to happen? Are you going to punish Bryce Mitchell? Is Bryce Mitchell going to be fired? Dana White, in true promoter fashion, pivoted and said that, hey, we got the chance right now. The UFC can provide an interesting chance. Nobody likes this guy. Nobody wants to see this guy move forward because he's a buffoon by the things he said. And we're in the one sport where people can pay or people can watch this man go out there and get his brains beat in for free. That's great promotion right there, y'all. I feel like Bryce Mitchell should be fired, but it is what it is. You got free speech, but you got things you take a little bit too far. I feel like he should be fired, but if he's not going to be fired, shout out to Dana White for pivoting, putting on his promoter hat, making him the biggest villain in the UFC, and basically moving forward with, hey, y'all don't like him, everyone hates him, you can watch him get beat up. And then with clever matchmaking, they can go ahead, get his brains beat in the octagon, and get him up out of there. Nevertheless, y'all let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about it. Should Bryce Mitchell have been fired? What type of fine should he have had? Or should they just turn a blind eye? Should they lock him in the cage? Let's do the first inter-weight class bout. Lock him in the cage with Tom Aspinall. No, I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying? No, even better. Lock him in a cage with like Jairzinho Rosenstrike, if you catch my drift. John Jones, if you catch my drift. You understand where I'm going with. Just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Let some people get some retribution. You know what I'm talking. Nevertheless, what do y'all think should have happened to the man, if anything? Y'all let me know. And once again, I do want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. And I'll check you next time. Peace.